Moving to the next topic of fertilizer and food security in India. India is a self-sufficient country in terms of food grains. We are the second largest producer of food grain in the world. We are the largest producer of rice and second largest producer of wheat per se. But in terms of fertilizer, which are actually a sine qua non of modern agriculture, we are highly import dependent. And that thing of import dependence has come to light in light of recent Iran-Israel war as well as the Russia-Ukraine disruption, because India per se imports a lot of quantity of goods from this Strait of Hormuz as well as the Persian Gulf. This region being blocked by the attacks, it has actually dried our supplies of fertilizer. Why it is so important? If you see the three major category of fertilizer, for example, the muriate of potash, almost 100% of this fertilizer we are importing, and Russia is the primary supplier of muriate of potash to India. In terms of phosphatic fertilizer, for example DAP, we are having significant import dependence because we do not have as much domestic production. Almost 67% of the total consumption of DAP that happens in India, 67% of that is imported. We are having 6.5 million tons worth of it is imported, and only 3.5 million ton is produced domestically. And in that case, Saudi Arabia is the largest supplier of DAP. In case of urea, which is also the most consumed fertilizer in India, around 10 million ton of it is imported, and import dependence is still high, around 30%. In that case, it is reversed, that 70% of urea that is consumed in India, 70% of that is produced within the country, only 30% is import dependent. In case of phosphate, it is 67%. In case of MOP, it is 100% import dependence is there. So be very sure about these data. They might frame such questions in the prelims where they ask you the degree of import dependence of various fertilizers as well as the major suppliers of this. As we saw, MOP is majorly supplied to us by Russia, whereas these other are supplied majorly by GCC countries which are under attack right now. And not just this, you see that Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, these are also very famously responsible for domestic production of these fertilizer in India. How? Because if we see that urea plants which are located within India, they are also not working at as per their capacity because of inadequate gas supplies. And where are we getting this gas from? Again from these GCC countries. Because Qatar is the world's largest producer of natural gas, India has a lot of dependence on Qatar for import of LNGs, and because we are not able to get as much LNG in India, that is why our domestic plant of production for these fertilizers, they are also not working. We see fertilizer sector is the largest consumer of LNG in India, after which is followed by the city gas distribution, which comes on the second number, and power production, which comes on the third place in terms of the use of this liquefied natural gas. India being dependent on Qatar, Oman and UAE, because these are the largest exporter of LNG. Thus, even the domestic production is being stifled due to this war. Domestic production plants being temporarily shut before the peak marketing season come for maintenance issue. That is another reason why India is facing a lot of problem of shortage in terms of fertilizer. And this is going to have a lot of impact on the not just the availability and production of food, but also the prices of the food. That would impact the consumer very highly in terms of accessibility of such food item. Right now also we are having a lot of issues with respect to the nutrition in India. We saw around 53% of Indian women being anemic. So if anything was to happen to the supply of this fertilizer excess, it would have a very high impact on the nutrition availability, on the aspect of hunger, and would defeat the race towards the SDG 2, which is zero hunger by 2030. So there is much more need that certain local indigenous plants which are located, for example, at Kota, Rajasthan, as well as the Hindustan Urvarak and Rasayan Limited plant located at Gorakhpur. These are utilized to be functioned at full capacity, and alternate sources of LNG should be explored from the countries like USA as well as Canada and Russia to ensure the domestic production of such fertilizer could happen.